All right. Hello, hello, hello. It's Saturday night. We're back for another stream, continuing on this HG Lfrith, giving away an MG Providence tonight. So that should be fun. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining me. What else? What else is there to talk about? Crazy week this week, I'm sure, as many of you are probably aware. But excited to be here tonight. A couple quick things before I jump into chat and say hello. Number one, if you enjoy these streams, please do hit that like button. It helps more people see the stream, which I think is a great thing as always. And number two, we are running a sale this weekend, kind of like last week's. This time it's on MG Gundam seed kits. Discount is already applied automatically in your cart, so or already at checkout or whatever. So 10% off one or more, but you can get 15% off three or more of the MG Gundam seed kits. So if you're into Gundam seed or like that design aesthetic, might be a great opportunity to pick up one or more of those. And I think that's mainly it. So I'm gonna jump into chat and say hello, and then I'll get back to the fun part, the building. So what's up, Annie, Pockets, Jason S, Matthew Russ, Dylan Dull, R Prats, Studio AU, Kyle Dixon, Gunpla Customs, Real Time 88, Maverick Entity, Bird Soup, Heathcliff 66, Transgirl Magic, DRS 1138, Buster 0988, Peter Villal's Shuai Zo, if I pronounced that one right. The Monster Trio, Lego Yoda, Jason S. Okay, so who had UFOs for February? I'm seeing some of these headlines, and I've been wondering what the hell's going on. It'll be really interesting when and what they release about all that stuff. What's up, Austin Bertolini, Colin Thompson, Dark Chilled, David Codd, George Lakeo, Mark D, The Time Sync, Tit H, Marcus Hatch, Angel Knight, Wyatt, Caleb Shuck, Gojira 13, Keanu Reams, Sadler, 808 Johnster, Meepy, Bobo Fudo, what's up, Nick? Dude, hanging there. Thanks, dude. Maverick, Entity, UFOs are just kind of riding planet side. Daniel Morgan, Skids Custom, what's up, Nick? Also want to say thank you for your transparency to everything that transpired. That's why you'll continue going business. You're welcome. I try. It was, man, it's the kind of thing I don't want it to ever say or never have happen, but I can't see a possible scenario where it would make sense to try to withhold that information and hide it, because if it got out later, it would absolutely sink us, right? And it's not just because of that I made sure to get out there in front of it and let everybody know what was going on, but I think it's always better to just tell everybody what's going on. And some people are going to be upset, of course. I'd probably be upset too if I had a pre-order I was waiting on or something. I could totally understand why anybody would be unhappy about that, but there's nothing I can do about it other than to try to make things right after the issue that happens. So that's what we're doing. Oh, what's up, Sidon Almesa, Xylan, James P90, Met at Rodeo, but couldn't miss a chance for Providence, one of my sought after kits. That's cool. What's up, a Stealthy Bedlam, Zanzibar, it's up. The Real Lord Bingas, what's your thoughts on discounting pinks and reds on Valentine's Day? So we can't discount specific paints just because of the way the system works, but we got something planned for Valentine's Day, so keep your eyes peeled. Dayokaru, what's up? Digital Baka, Derek Morals, what's going on? Kyle Walter, every evening, everyone working on the RG Sosby as early Valentine's Day present for my wife. Awesome. Jared, sorry to hear what the bum deal you're getting. It's okay. It's going to work out for the best, I think, in the long run. It sucks the most for the customers that had pre-orders, really. That's what sucks the most about it. Other than that, I think it's going to be a net positive in the long run. But I'll elaborate more on that at a future point in time, I think. What's up, Anam Champo, David Codd? I already have a bunch of seed MGs, but I'm certainly eyeing a few that I don't. Nice. What's up, the Toy Mechanic RN? Let's see what else I'm missing here. It's got some honesty will always be the best policy. Yeah, doing the right thing is always the right thing. ECBX, what's going on? Mako 5. Art Shield, all the Gundam cores go out to you and everyone at the shop. Villa is pronounced like the Spanish word for via, and Los is pronounced like Los. Put together via Los. Is that better? Anything Spanish with rolling R's or any of that kind of stuff, I am definitely not good at pronouncing. My wife makes fun of me anytime I try to pronounce any Spanish words because she took like a lot of Spanish in high school. The Viper, except for your neck, but I think you have a lot of good fans, customers that are here for you. I was a little worried when we first made the announcement. Right before we made it, we spent a lot of time on Thursday making sure that the messaging was right and we got the right information out there and all that stuff. And I was, dreading the moment that would go out. But within minutes of it going out, I knew that we were doing the right thing because the response was incredible, fast, and quite positive considering everything. Can you recommend an air compressor? Not really. I have a master compressor I use. I don't really love it, and I've never used any other one. Maybe somebody in the chat has better recommendations. Maybe he's used multiples or has one that they really love. They can recommend. Except my channel, Michael Foster. You know what else? Stoked about Susan Model's newest quant shield creation. I haven't seen it. Does it look cool or something? Has it got some cool features or whatever? Get back to this. Okay, so B18, 19, and 20. Use a large compressor. I've seen there was, I think Barbatos did a review of some like super high capacity compressor from Harbor Freight or something that looked like an interesting idea because it had such a large tank that you probably could spray for a long time without needing to refill and not have to worry about any sort of pressure dips or anything. I've considered looking for something like that myself. What's up, Silversmith Gaming? Howdy, Nick. Hope you're holding up since the announcement. Yeah, things are good. We're on track to resolve some stuff, find some alternatives, and I think the next few weeks are going to be good. Net good, anyway. Always great articulating my thoughts, so I didn't comment, but all I can say is I massively appreciate telling us about it. No problem, Wyatt. Question for the emails that Patrick sent out for orders affected. Do we need to reply to the email with the decisions or DM in a Discord? I would reply via email if possible. There are something like on the order of 300 orders that are affected, I think, that I know about right now. And so he's got a spreadsheet going with all the orders. He's emailing out, contacting people a bunch at a time. And as he processes them, he's going to email more people. So he's not dealing with too many customers all at once and risking making it hard to keep up and respond in a timely manner to who he's talking to. But if you're dealing with messages across multiple platforms like Discord, DM, Facebook, DM, email, etc., the more places, the harder it'll be to keep everything straight. So email and responding to that email chain would be the best for Patrick to make his life as easy as possible over the next week and a half or so. Just ask your wife how to pronounce it, as Spanish roots means house of light. I break the root words in the name. The house looks like. That's cool. Wish I knew what my name meant. Let's see. Currently building HG Penelope. Literally surprised how big it is. It's a big kit. Bandai situation being what it is. You guys looking third-party kits, resin garage kits, etc. So I don't want to get into too much detail, but I spent a whole lot of time Friday. And honestly, from when we sent out that response, we got contacted by a lot of secondary Bandai distributors, and so there's a lot of people looking for our account, looking for our business, and trying to fill that gap. And we placed some orders that we're gonna have some pretty good restock coming up. I think we won't be super deep. We won't have hundreds of a given kit coming in at a time, but we'll have a lot of variety and potentially be able to get multiple bites at each of those SKUs as they come around. So I'm not looking at third party and resin stuff yet, but it's something that I'm hoping we'll be able to look at and consider now that we don't have the weight of these Bandai orders to work through. I have an experience using Mr. Hobby canned air for airbrushing. I live in an apartment, can't really set up an air compressor. I do not. So one thing that I would think about for the whole compressor thing, if you did get a really large tank compressor, in theory you could run it during the day. You know, maybe if you've got like quiet hours or anything like that, and let it fill up while everybody's, you know, awake and probably doesn't mind, and then run it and spray in the evening or whenever you want to spray without an issue. I don't know if that's the concern you have, but something like that might actually work. For the best in your search for new source and grab several CMGs and never pull the trigger on. Clearing the warehouse a bit. Thanks, Will. MG GPO1 from your shop the other day. That's an old kit, but I really look forward to building it unless it's cool. Bandai sounds like a big speed bump, but also sounds like Mecha Warehouse would be better off in the long run. I think so. I'll go into more detail probably in the next weekly update, but there's definitely going to be some positives. The over-under of Nick having to repeat this throughout the stream. Yeah, I'm going to hopefully try to not spend the whole stream talking about it. With lots of other good stuff. So Nick needs that news banner at the bottom of the screen that repeats that Nick has built this kit. Nick cannot answer all your inventory questions. Please let him build. One of the things I'm actually really excited about, we've got, we shot 3 secondary distributors bought from Japan Bandai for other countries. No, actually, so Bandai distributes through these other distributors to most of the shops in the U.S. Most small mom and pops, most of your brick and mortar stores don't buy from Bandai directly. It's just too much logistics. They dropped all their small direct clients, direct customers, back in like early 2022. I think it was April when they made the switch over to become BNTCA, and a lot of small shops got letters saying, "Sorry, you're not big enough." We made the cut at the time, and they were happy to keep us on at the time. I don't know what the threshold was or how many shops they kept, but we managed to stay kind of in the mix at the time. And now that we're not in the mix, we still have access to those distributors. We'll have to figure out how we place our orders, and you know, they might not have enough of certain things now because they weren't anticipating needing to supply for us. But as we work through these issues, they're going to know what we need, and it's obviously a lot, so it'll all get kind of worked out, I think. So what I was going to say is, for the Super Bowl, we actually shot 3 separate, thank you Jeffrey Shu for the sub, we shot 3 Mecha Warehouse Super Bowl commercials that we're going to post on social media during the Super Bowl tomorrow. So keep an eye out on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, etc. And I think you guys will enjoy them. I don't want to give away what they are, but I laughed pretty hard when I saw the final product, and I was there. I'm in them. So you ready for the Super Bowl? I'm not actually going to watch the Super Bowl myself. I'm not. I think I can't remember the last time I watched the Super Bowl. Actually, I've just kind of stopped following that. Are you liking the Razor? Yeah, the Razor Origin's been great, which, by the way, for anybody that's been interested, we did get a big gun primer restock yesterday. Went up on the site, so we have a lot of the Razors and that kind of stuff was sold out, and they're now back in stock. So if you need any of that stuff, or we're interested in it, I know a lot of people have been asking about this stuff during the past few streams. Now's a wonderful chance. Whereas commercial will be the only thing I can look forward to for the Super Bowl. I think we'll watch the Hobby Bowl instead. Find stuff to look forward to during the Super Bowl. What's going to happen with the new upcoming Witch from Mercury kits? What is going to happen with them? I'm not sure I understand the question, Scott. Going Balance and Razor last week. Love them. Makes it so much easier. They are... they're good. Picked up more balancers. Nice. Dave from the Philippines. What's up, Tommy Boy? The Razors come in different grits. They don't. I don't think the Razor Plus and Razor Origin have different grits. I think it's just the size, but I could be wrong because I haven't used the Plus, just the Origin that I'm using right now. Scott means any of that whip from work kits are expected to come in future direct shipments that are not coming now. I see. So I don't know when we'll receive them since this whole Bandai direct account being dropped. So we're going after them. There's actually a couple of the kits that we don't have that were available from one of these distributors that we were looking at. We're still trying to go through all of them because there's a bunch of these other distributors. So we're going to figure out what we can get and when. A lot of the stuff's getting second prints and stuff, so we'll hopefully have a chance to get in on them then, if not before. I just have no idea for sure because we haven't been using these distributors. I don't really know what shows up with them when, and if they're rationing things or that kind of stuff. But we'll do our best to get all that stuff in good quantities when we can. What's up, Pat T Cakes, SP, Senpai. You shouldn't have it with the Razor Plus is lower grit than the original Razor. Okay, maybe it is. Tachi Uchiha, what's up? Pesh Nick is the giveaway at MG, and have you ever built a Providence kit? It is a MG, and I have not built a Providence. I don't think I've built anything Seed. Unless you count the entry grade Strike I'm currently helping my 4-year-old build. But it's a long, drawn-out process considering his attention span. All questions. Is one of the Packer peeps named Brent? Yes. It's a fun kit. A lot of opportunities to add details to the parts. Thomas Dietrich, hey everyone, sorry that I'm late. Welcome, Thomas. Parts is pretty solid, but like all the Freedom 2.0 frames, the hop joints can be problem. Hip joints probably, but diecast replacements are available. Most of the C kits are great. I've built at least 20 MGs and haven't had a bad time with any of them. Nice. They look like good kits. They seem, there's some cool looking designs and stuff. I've never watched Seed, and I don't know, haven't had a need to build any of them yet. There's some I could see building though. There's some cool looking designs and stuff. Talent Brent says, thank you. My name is Brent also. Gotcha. Built the Nyx Province Gundam. Jump a little late. Got my son watching Avengers Endgame. Nice. I'll see it every time. Try to watch it. But I love the mech designs. Just bought some 3.0 hands for my MG Gym Sniper 2. And Nick, since you're heavier on fin, do you prefer the look of the EGL unit or the custom more? I like the custom more, I think. That said, though, I think I'm going to take the EGL unit and then add it to the custom that I have, because I've got both of those kits in the backlog. Because obviously you need all 4 Gatling guns and all the extra missiles at the same time. Backlog will be increasing from Valentine's Day gifts and his birthday gifts. Several MG kits. Nice. What's your favorite Zaku? I don't know, honestly. The F2, the F2000. It's the one from War in the Pocket. That one's pretty cool. Might be that one. The Shadow Pilot, no need to fear, I'm here. Super Source Rex just snagged a gate remover set tonight, can't wait to try it, nice. Zaka 2 Kai, there you go. FZ, that's it. So Doug Rossi. What's going on, Stacy S, J Punisher? Sure, all that's going on to Mecha. You got this. Thanks, Doug. We do. Like, we'll work it all through. Things are already looking up with some of our alternative distributors, so I'm not too worried at this point. Just joined was the name of that one. The kid I'm building is the Lfrith. Thanks for the sub, Dark Monkey Sid. I believe I should get the Lfrith. It's a good kit. I'd recommend it, at least from what I've done so far. I haven't hit any real issues with it or anything. But it doesn't down or store too long. I don't think they will. Okay, so I got that. C19 is next. Now your kitten in the house got her spay Friday, said she can't do a lot. We have to keep away from her dog. Okay, C19. Sorry, I spelled it. You're working. Lfrith. Where's the front of this manual here? Lfrith. Does anyone build dioramas and stuff, or work with hydrocal and like rock molds and that kind of stuff? Got some rock molds and some hydrocal over the last week to make some rocks for the diorama I'm working on. I did my first 2 pours today, and I don't think they went as well as I expected. I wonder if anybody who's watching might be a pro at it and might know why things aren't working for me the way I expect them to. The HG Lfrith, thought it was interesting. I look for the MG of it. Soon to learn, but not yet. Maybe someday. Been on a time and skill right now. I've been watching diorama videos and stuff forever. I've been wanting to do it, so I'm finally doing one. I posted a work in progress pic this week. Last week I cut the foam and built the frame for the base. I'm trying to do the rock molds now, and then I did them today. I might have to pour them again depending on how they actually come out. And then I plan on using Sculptamold tomorrow to build up the rest of the terrain. I don't know if you know any of the RE100s coming down the pipe, especially the MSO6 FZ, Lfrith, and RX78 GPO 4G. I haven't seen any of them. So does working on Diorama currently. Cool. What's up, SMP 323? What's up, RD? Castle, Nick Chase. They seem great. I'll bet on myself, but only watch Diorama making from this one guy called Dallas Hobbier. Cool. I'll have to check that one out. I've been watching Boily Hobby Time and Luke Towan for a while. Working on one now. Blazing Gundam and Barbatos Battle Scene. Yes, but never used that. I did plaster molds and just cutting foam. Yeah, so Hydrocal is basically a plaster. Too busy reading up on all these UFOs that keep getting shot down. It's like I'm doing some dioramas with some small kid someday. That'd be cool. What's up, Orlando? Okay, C1218. Shinmusha Gundam, Sengoku no Jin, Black Robe, Large Armor. Nice. We're down Elmer's glue and some crushed up toilet paper. It's another good cheap one. So the issue I was having, so I poured these molds. They're rock molds, so you're basically making little plaster like rocks to be used for a rock face. I think that's the end of Runner C. Cool. Which is kind of cool, but the issue I had when I poured them, when I was mixing with the plaster, is I was getting little bubbles in the plaster. It didn't look as smooth as the videos I've seen of people pouring them. I think it's only affecting the backside of the cast, but it just doesn't look like I expect it to. I'm trying to figure out if I'm like not mixing the plaster well enough, the Hydrocal, or mixing it too much, or you know, got a wrong ratio or something that is obvious. So Craig, thank you. You watched Thunderbolt? I have not. I need to though. Bobby Skullface has a couple diorama builds. You have to shift through his videos to find them though. Most of his Transformers reviews. I'm gonna make it a purchase or two next weekend. Got to see what I've left after I get some glasses. Cool. Gun tank. When are there daily discount for the gun tank? I don't know. We had a HG gun. Did we have the HG gun tank on? No, I don't think we did actually. Probably not anytime soon, honestly, because it hasn't popped up on my radar yet. So they'll make sure a lot of bubbles that float to the surface. That you can sand file the back smooth. Pressure pot and vacuum chamber bubbles for my resin and other mixes. It's just like I could see the. Have you tried tapping the air out or using some heat to remove the bubbles? I haven't tried either of those. I mean, I tried tapping a little bit, I guess, on the mold. It didn't really change anything. It just the bubbles show up in the mix. When I'm mixing, I used a big Dixie cup or a solo cup or whatever, that style cup to mix the plaster in. And as I'm mixing it around in the cup, I'm getting this like layer of bubbles at the top. At least that's what it looks like. Maybe they're not bubbles and there's something else, but plaster or concrete mold, I think it helps to vibrate the filled mold so it works out any bubbles. And tapping didn't seem to change anything, so I don't know if there were really any to go. But I feel like the videos I've seen when they're pouring the Hydrocal out, it looks a lot smoother. Like less bubbles in it to begin with. Use the heat gun or barbecue lighter to remove surface bubbles. And I'm not too worried about the bubbles in the surface that I see in the mold because it's the back surface that doesn't actually show up in the diorama. But I'm worried that there's bubbles internally that might be affecting the strength of the plaster or something else. It might not be an issue at all because if it comes out of the mold okay and you can't see it, then it might not be an issue. But I'm just curious if I'm not mixing it right or if maybe that's normal and I'm just losing it. I just feel like the back shouldn't look like a Rice Krispie treat, which is kind of what it looks like. Not a Rice Krispie treat, a Nestle Crunch bar, you know, with like little bubbles and stuff. Now I want Nestle Crunch. Vacuum chamber kit I got in Amazon was only around $30, and that helped with bubbles I made during mixing. That's that landlord special paint job. It can't be any worse than the time I rented an office for my consulting business way back before Mecha Warehouse existed. And I asked the prospective landlord where we were going to paint the unit before we moved in and see if they could just roll that in as part of the terms of us taking the lease. And I don't know who he hired the first time, but it's like they must have hired some like crackheads or something that were like high when they were painting it because it was horrible. That was the worst paint job I've ever seen. He ended up sending somebody else in to fix it, but it was pretty bad. We were filling the molds, taps at mold the table. I haven't worked with plaster myself, but I have with filling chocolate molds. So I tried tapping. I didn't tap it on a surface because it was, you know, full of liquid basically. But I did like tap the edge of the mold with my hands. It didn't seem to make much of a difference, but maybe I wasn't tapping hard enough. I'm letting the second one sit longer, so it'll be hopefully harder when I go to pull them out of the mold, and we'll see if that's better in terms of the structure, the durability of the cast. I mean, you all haven't, you don't have popcorn ceilings in the 70s. Could be an issue with the plaster mix you have. Have you tried other brands? I haven't. This is the first time I've ever poured them. I was going to sneeze there for a second. A lot of people use resin 3D printers for the dioramas. That might be an option these days now too, but the mold should be super cheap and fast. Still, the hydrocal is supposed to set in like 45 minutes and be good to paint in like a few hours. Rubber hammer and tap maybe, also vibrate it. Think treating it like concrete to prevent honeycombing. Look so tired. I'm very tired. I ended up waking up pretty early this morning and had trouble falling asleep last night. Just like all the energy of go trying to troubleshoot problems and make sure we got a good path forward for everything we're trying to do. And it's definitely wearing on me. I'm looking forward to sleeping tonight. I think I'm going to be tired enough to sleep no matter what. And as for the rubber hammer, this is like an open top mold, so if you hit it with a rubber hammer, stuff's going everywhere. What's up, Anthony? I finished sanding and putting these couple parts together. We'll set up the first draw of the night. Nick needs some Taco Bell, some Baja Blast, and a bucket of candy. I like regular Mountain Dew better than Baja Blast, actually, but. Chalupa sounds good right now. Forgot it was a nice surprise receiving the Epion pin on my order Thursday. Nice. Voltage was best Mountain Dew flavor by far. I don't know if I've had most of these. I don't know if I've ever had Code Red. I think my Blueberry Red Bulls. Do you guys carry compressors? I think we got a couple there from Vigard, I think. We at least did. I'm not sure if we have any in stock right now. I think we might. They're definitely not high volume movers for us. And I've never used them, so I have no idea how good the Vigart ones are. But they were available. We got them a ways back. Horde Game Fuel is the best ever. Voltage of the Halo 3 Game Fuel. Use a power hand center pads. I don't think I need that though. Alright, so cool. I think we got the legs. Now it's time for the waist. But let's do the first draw of the night. We got a real good number of people in here right now. So first giveaway of the night. If you're new to the stream, the way we do these, we're going to ask for a number and an answer to a question. We're going to pick a number in that range, and if your number comes up, you are the winner. So for the first draw, we're going to do a number from 1 to 1750. 1 to 1750, and we had a couple. We're still working through questions from a previous stream where we asked for question ideas. What's your favorite color mech? I'm gonna kind of combine these. We also had what's your favorite color, but we'll do favorite color for a mech. So 1 to 1750, favorite color mech, mobile suit, Gundam, whatever it is. Remember, there's got to be one number per person. Do not delete or change your number. We only ship to US addresses. You must be present to win, and your answer to the question and the number have to be in the same comment for it to be a valid entry. If they're not in the same entry, you cannot win. So make sure they're both in the same comment, same message, so we can have it be a valid entry. Don't want anyone to miss out if they don't follow that rule. Okay, waist unit, D8 and 9, and then B at 111. Alright, so that's my D8 and 9. Okay, B1. Oops, B1, E11. I think this runner is done as well. All right. Electric blue, like the metallic Mega Man. I like. There's definitely some really cool blue colors that great for various mecha designs. Muted gray blue. I feel like grays, multiple shades of grays are great too. Various off-whites of the RG kits is one of the best things about them. I love when there's multiple like similar shades for color separation. Various whites or off-whites, but even other colors too. Multiple shades of those colors can look so good. It's an apartment with recently painted walls. Underneath that was mold. Like everywhere they put fresh paint, there's mold. Jeez. Coda would make a Star Force Mega Man kit. Well, there's always a chance. There's a bunch of other Coda Mega Man kits, right? So they might get around to it eventually. Some paint kills molds. I mean, that seems like a good selling point on a paint. Zach, the number range is 1 to 1750. Just like to see New Zero from Mega Man X kits. That's the Armored Barracks paint over mold as anti-mold. No, it's just preventative paint tricks. Mold is the worst, and once you have it, it's so hard to get rid of it. This primer is meant to be antibacterial, but I'm not sure it'll take care of existing mold. Yeah, and antibacteria and mold are two different things, so probably doesn't help. Kind of funny how we got on this subject. Bleach will help kill mold. I've heard that it can, but it's also you gotta be careful what you use to kill mold, because sometimes killing it with certain things can cause it to release more spores. I think that's what I heard. Let's build resistance, whatever you use to kill if you don't get it all with the first cleanse. Took a side job cleaning a log cabin and mold because the bank was concerned. Bleach, water, it's like liquid magic, made good money that day. Not with bleach, it's probably the best way to kill mold. Okay, take your word for it. My goal is just not to ever have mold in the house, so I don't have to worry about it. Got a few close calls though, like when the kids decide to overrun the bathtub or something like that. That's always fun. Spray molded mixture of water and dish soap that traps the spores, and then clean with bleach. It's interesting. See, and you all probably thought you were coming to the stream tonight to win a kit and hang out while I built this one. And what you really got was a number of tips for removing mold from your place of residence. I think we got the house now mold nice. So everyone, did I miss anything? Not really Erfig, although I'll probably miss your chance to get on the giveaway. It's good old YouTube. Okay, so call time. I'm gonna draw this number here. Okay, so 1 to 1750, one click away from the dancing stormtrooper, you know the hell. Okay, 1 to 1750. 451. I don't see a winner. I'll let you guys confirm. Whoops. Okay, D11. So we'll draw again a little bit. One time I don't pick 451. It's 451 the other night when there was a 1 to 900 poll. I think it's 452 the other night, right? Maybe it was 451. Hey, here's a good tip. I recently discovered that hand sanitizer is a good way to strip paint off your model kit, especially parts that have fine details. I mean, hand sanitizer is mostly alcohol, isn't it? So maybe I'll just go straight to like rubbing alcohol. It might be cheaper. Careful, the alcohol can make the plastic brittle. Hand sanitizer is concentrated alcohol that can cause parts to disintegrate on occasion. Another option for stripping paint is oven cleaner. A couple minutes and anything will come off. It doesn't hurt the plastic. So it's going off the logo in the bottom left corner. I don't know if there's anything going on with it. That's like my personal logo, I guess. My profile pic, if you will, that I use like on Instagram and such. You know, these G-Witch kits are the only reason I'll allow stickers, because some of these details I'm not painting. Okay, so get that part. All right, and I can add that there. Cool. Down here, like, what's up? Itsuzaku. Nick, since you started streaming, how many kits have you built on stream? More than your own personal collection? So technically, I'd say it's impossible for it to be more than my personal collection because they're all like built out of my backlog and are my personal collections. So I've definitely built kits off stream, but I've definitely built more kits on stream than off at this point, I would say. Just joined, so sad about the recent announcement, but hopefully this means I can get more APs paid for you guys. Yes, and we'll have Gunpla and stuff too. Supply will be a little rocky for a little while. I feel like watching someone else build an Lfrith would be the closest I ever come to building one. You don't want to build one, or you don't think you'll be able to get one real time? All right. Backpack, so B2 35 and 36. Oh sweet, this part has all the nubs on posts that are going to get covered. I love that when that happens. I have a hard time finding one. They're going to reprint, I'm sure. We had chances to order more that we hadn't gotten confirmations yet before the announcement, but I'm sure there'll be more. We'll probably get more. Use multiple panel colors, just one. I like to use black. Depends if I'm painting or not. The year-long waits, though. It can be, but where it's a new release, they're printing it until they feel like they can satiate demand, and then it will slow down or not print for a while. The aerials in Lfrith went so fast for most stores, us included, that I'm sure they'll be reprinting more. Some of the other kits, I wouldn't be surprised if the Burger Bow and Delanza don't get reprinted for a while. Or get one more print and then that's it for a long time. But the aerial and Lfrith are so popular that they'll get multiple prints probably. Any place online you can see which reprints are coming. I'm not sure. There used to be lists published. I think they stopped, at least in Japan, as in an effort to fight scalpers or something. So I'm unsure of what's public knowledge these days. I wish I would have given the Delons a better feet to plan to get one, but I got a Kit Bashett's feet with something else. We restock Slay Mecha colors at the Mecha store. We plan on it. With the recent news, we'll probably be focusing back on trying to make sure we have orders in for all that stuff. We usually have outstanding back orders with one of our distributors that we get that stuff from, and then as they restock, we get our shipments. So we might have open back orders for a lot of that stuff. If we don't, then we need to get them in, but it's on the list to do, and more of a priority now than it was before, when we were trying to make sure we had cash available for all the things. All right, so that. Okay, B 25, 27, and 28. You can mark out the price for Bandai Kit. We have no plans to increase prices with the recent change. Let's see. Watch your video yesterday. Super Lame Bluefin or Bandai do that to you guys, dumping stock on shops and expecting you to cover it when it's a random amount seems unreasonable. Yeah, there's so many factors at play, but trying to predict when they're not going to communicate well what's going on was difficult, and I'll leave it at that for now. But it's definitely trying to navigate the return of supply, I think, required more transparency and cooperation than we had. Let's see. What made you start building Gun Plus? So I completely forgot it existed, and that Gundam existed for the most part, until I was in Japan in 2016 for a karate tournament, and I stumbled on a store, a toy store in Japan, and a model museum, and it was just like, holy crap, this stuff exists. And I had to get into it when I got back. Was Mecha Warehouse the only retailer to get hosed by BNTCA? We're the only one this round so far as I know. What I do know is that we were given a deadline of the end of February to get everything out, and we just told them straight up that we wouldn't be able to, and so I think they dropped us rather than wait to see. There could be other stores that might have told them we're going to do it and might not be able to, and then they get dropped. So it'll be interesting to watch what happens over the next couple weeks and see if anybody else ends up in the same boat. But only time will tell. There's definitely parts of our discussions where they said that some of the decisions that they were working on and had to make pertain to more than just us. So it'll be, yeah, like I said, interesting to see how it all shakes out in the end, but I won't know. We won't know until some point in the future. Here's the 1,000 heavy arms you covered over the last 2 years. Please pay now. Yeah, more or less. It's hard when you expect stuff to be spread out or have to deal with it all at once. It's just, it's hard enough to forecast when everything shows up on time, but when things get erratic, it's very challenging to just have money sitting around waiting for it, because you can't grow a business if your money's tied up or if your money's just waiting around. Unless you just happen to have a ton of money or a ton of credit, and that's hard to predict and plan, all that kind of stuff. So whatever, I think that the change would be better for us in the long run. it just sucks for anybody that had a pre-order. But we'll get through it and be better for it when it's all said and done. What their plan is to slowly shift to BDP band as their primary source of sales. So that's always been my fear since the beginning, that's one of our biggest vulnerabilities as a business, is that they could decide to go direct to consumer with all their stuff. I think it's apparent, though, based on how hard it is for them to fulfill orders, that it would be a really slow change to get there, because the amount of logistics capacity they'd need to stand up to send individual orders to that many customers to do the same volume they're doing now would be very, very challenging. So if that happens, it might take a decade to transition to that. Could easily prevent that situation by contacting retailers and asking if they still wanted massive shipments beforehand. It would have been good if they had, talked to people, probably. I don't want to elaborate too much more, but I think you can read between the lines that communication is generally a good way to do things. What about stocking third-party Gunpla kits? Maybe we can still get the legit stuff. So I think looking at other manufacturers that make kits that aren't Gundam is definitely going to be something we start focusing on more. We've wanted to, and we just haven't had the resources or the time, and I think that's going to change in the near future. Some of the knockoff stuff we probably won't, just because I don't like knockoffs. Just because some of their business practices are bad doesn't mean that we should adopt things that essentially break law and IP and stuff like that. Stock more paint. The guy instantly sold out. Not all of it did, though. We have a Gaia shipment on the way to refill a lot of the stuff that did sell out. What's up, guys? Anyone won yet? Not yet. We're about to do the second draw, though. Profit margin is higher in direct to consumer, so Bandai will definitely try to push it more possible, which is sad. They might. I think it would take a long time, and their ability to manage logistics at the scale that they're at now seems to be difficult for them. So I think they would have to absorb a lot of other businesses to bring on the staff and capacity fast enough to actually do it. And they'd have to offer me a lot of money to buy me out. So it's just open communication in every aspect of business. Doesn't matter if it's a huge corporation or just a kitchen cooking line. If there's no communication, just things get screwed up fast. Very true. Saw it was mostly clear colors left. There's a bunch of stuff looking at the cart where it's all at, or the places where it's stored. But a lot of the stuff that sold out, we have a second round coming on. So expect that soon. Okay, so let's figure out this second draw here. More viewers, lower range. Okay, so second draw of the night here. We're going to do a number from 1 to 1,000, and we're going to use the question. This is a good question. Who is your favorite Patrick? I don't know where this came from, but thank you, RKZow, for the question. 1 to 1,000, who is your favorite Patrick? One number per person. Do not delete or change your number. We only ship to U.S. addresses. You must be present to win. And your answer and the number have to be in the same comment or do valid entry. Sorry, I'm getting distracted reading through all these Patricks, trying to figure out which one it is. Warburton, there you go. Patrick from Mecha Warehouse, thank you. That's the answer I thought we were going to get a lot of. Excuse me. Gotta be shipped to the US store more often than I heard a while ago. They only did once a year. So our distributor for Gaia happens to have it in stock still. They didn't sell out. I don't know if they're working on getting larger supplies each time so that way they can have it for a longer period or what the deal is. But I had heard the same thing. This is the first time we've ever stocked Gaia, that last shipment we got. So as long as they have it and we can, hit enough to hit minimum orders and stuff, we're going to try to, keep it in stock. Our plan with any paint and tool line is to have it basically perpetually in stock because they tend to be good, consistent movers if we know how much we need, So it's our first order. We had to guess. We took some estimates or made some estimates based on asking and polling the Discord to try to figure out which colors would be more popular and stuff. We cross-correlated against other colors and other paint lines that are similar, came up with our guesses, and some things were spot on, some things we ordered too much, some things too little. But this second round will give us a little bit better idea on how much we need because we'll get more of the ones that sold out, see if they still sell out fast or if they last a little longer now, and we'll hopefully zero in on figuring out how much we really need to keep in stock. I really hope you can keep in stock. Always buy Gaia or Mr. Hobby GX. Also, Patrick has ceased to look like a real word. You always love that. You say the same word too many times and it starts sounding weird. Which set is being given away. Providence or Xiang? Should be the Providence. Does the description or something say? Oh man, they didn't change it when they scheduled it for me. I'm gonna change it right now. Does it have to be a model kit to be added to the Discord? I do not understand the question. Sure to get extra star bright gold, guide notes. Stuff sells out super fast everywhere. Can't complain. I got some and it's great gold. I think that one's on there, but the order was already placed. It's already on its way. I think it arrives either early or late this coming week. Was the deal for the fun build so far? It's been good. Will the transition to another distributor have any effect on pricing? I don't think so. And I don't want to get into the details too much. Some of those distributors, the pricing will be pretty similar for what it costs for us. Some of them we might have to pay more. But the flip side will be that we won't have to necessarily buy quantities to keep on the shelf for an extended period of time, so we can absorb any difference in our margin based on the fact that the stuff won't be on the shelf for 6 months or whatever, and that we can sell it and do the next thing very quickly. Our margins don't have to be as good the faster the stock turns over. It means you have to make a purchase of a Gundam kit to join Discord. It could be anything you sell. It could be anything. You could buy a sticker or a decal or something super cheap if you're just looking for a way in, basically. You still get access through Bandai reproduction list, or is that going to be restricted now? So a lot of these other distributors, we've gotten the lists through them as well as compared to Bandai Direct. We just haven't placed orders with them because we knew all our stock was going to come from Bandai, and we wanted to maximize what we were getting from the main distributor to, try to increase our pull there, if you will, by doing more volume, maybe have a chance at better discounts or whatever, try to negotiate a better position there. But usually they will take their own pre-orders. I just don't know if they'll give us our full allocations that we ask for or how that will work. So we'll find out. Plan on, I've got some meetings planned with some people the next week or two. We can call you. People still guessing right. I haven't called time yet. I'm going to do that in a sec. Get into Discord once you've bought something already. So if you've made a purchase, you should have received an email or a text, depending on what you're subscribed for marketing-wise, with an invite link. If you made a purchase and didn't receive those, feel free to email support@mechawarehouse.com, ideally from the email address you've used to purchase, and we'll look you up and send you an invite link. Until you had the Psycho Zaka to order, or they didn't have money when most everyone else had it, so now I got to figure out how to get it without getting scalped. So they'll probably, our stock, our pile that we were supposed to get, if we were supposed to have Psycho Zaku's coming, so assuming those didn't get rerouted before they dropped us, they'll show up somewhere for somebody. Possibly with our distributor, we might still get them, so, or at least some of them. It might not be as many, I'm not sure. But so a lot of this stuff, a lot of the stuff that was pre-ordered, for example, will probably make it out in the market again. You just got to keep an eye out for it. All right, so I'm going to call time. Let's do that. Okay, time has been called. 1 to 1,000 here. 193. I don't see a 193. Let you guys confirm, but if not, we will do another draw shortly. Wouldn't mind a Psycho Zaka to go along with my full armor TP Gundam. Hey, you should do next stream for building Nightingale. So I plan on continuing through the witch kits that I have, actually, as my game plan. I might finish this one tonight. I might have to finish it next week, I think. And then the following week, I won't be streaming because I will be in Virginia. We're thinking about, this may be a good time to talk about this, thinking about having Ethan take over the stream when I'm down at ODO in Virginia. I don't know what you guys think. Sports guy, who you got? Chiefs or Eagles? Neither, man. I don't know anything football these days. I wouldn't be able to make figurize, or however you spell it, for UC characters. I really want Char, Amaru, Sela, etc. They might eventually. They seem to do it primarily for female characters, it seems. At least for Gundam characters, for some reason. Gonna do a live TikTok? Probably not. My experience with these shows, especially ODO, where we're gonna start early to film as much as we can during the show and interview a ton of people, is that I'm going to be wiped out by the end of the day and just really want to veg out. And the flight back will be pretty early on Sunday. So I'll have an early wake up time. One way to find out, kick him out of the nest and let him fly or fall. I think we'll get the MG Shin Matsunaga and Johnny Renzaka gets reissued this year. I'm not sure. What is ODO? ODO is Old Dominion Open. It's a IPMS show down in Richmond, Virginia. I've gone to 2 of them so far, and I plan on flying down for the one this year as well. Didn't know you got to throw him to the Sharks. We're going to have a booth down at ODO. We will not have a booth. We don't sell at these kind of things. It's a lot of logistics. I really don't want to have to charge sales tax, which I'd basically have to, and that would open up the sales tax liability for our other sales, actually. And yeah, so, but we'll be there. We'll be talking to people, doing some interviews. I'll be bringing some builds. It's generally a really good time. So Ethan has a very good camera, charisma, very engaging. It's work for you, but I have to move for that, unfortunately. Wait, what's the feature this year? ODO, IPMS. It's an International Plastic Model Society contest and show. Oh wow, we're over 200 tonight. 224 viewers hit the like button to support Nick and the boys. Thanks, Lemick. Like Chinese food, there's a real good place named Peter Chang's in the area, not Americanized Chinese food. Interesting. That's usually like one of my questions is when I'm traveling for something like this, is there something I should get? I think last time I hit a Waffle House for the first time. I'm obviously from the Northeast. There's no Waffle Houses up here. So I did Waffle House for breakfast before the show last time. Very well might do that again. Because it was good and it was pretty quick, actually. But not sure what to do after the show or Friday night when I get down there. I'm working so much, I felt like I'd see a live build. What's up, Johnny? The South, and I hate Waffle House. BlizzCon's supposed to be this month. Central Ohio's IPMS show. Cool. This time you gotta go to Cookout, maybe. Waffle House is only good at 3 a.m. Gotta get some more likes and streamers, so there's a lot of people. Never go to Waffle House at night. I mean, I can get fights other places. I try to find a ramen place wherever I'm in a new place. Flying chairs at 5 a.m. That's a middle of the night drunk thing. Was a Waffle House skeptic until I managed to get to one. Now I'm a huge fan. My experience was good. I mean, we went, it was in the morning, so none of the late night shenanigans I've heard about. Service was good, food was good, so I'd totally do that again. When we do the show thing too, we want to be able to get something that's, you know, pretty filling, because sometimes stopping to eat like a whole meal in the middle of the day, eating a good lunch is kind of hard at some of these shows. This Taco Waffle House, I might get it for dinner now. Point time Waffle House is just church folks. You can learn how to fight there after 9 p.m. though. Unfortunately, I'm in New Jersey, armpit of America, so I don't know where Waffle House is near my place. So you guys aren't getting the MG Extract Freedom anymore anytime soon. We'll probably get them at some point. I just don't know what quantity or when. So if anybody's had a pre-order, we'll be like we said in the video, we'll be offering cancellation options or an attempt to fulfill them. If we get any, they'll be going to fulfill pre-orders before we sell any on the site. So if you're desperate for one fast, I wouldn't wait up. I don't want anybody waiting for nothing. But assuming they produce them consistently, we will get them eventually. Okay, got a Witch from Mercury Ferric on pre-order, and are those still coming, or is that one that will be canceled? So we're going to try to get them. I just can't guarantee when. So, like I said in the video, you could cancel. We'll reach out to you if your order was affected, but you'll have the option to, cancel a store credit, or hold on to your pre-order, and we will do our best to find some. There's a few pre-orders already we've been able to find a few of out there, and we're going to keep looking and see if we can get it figured out. Store friend used to cook at a Waffle House at Phoenix, 51st Ave in the Dow. Someone shot the store while we were in there before we ate, so we dodged 2 bullets that night. Ha! That's funny. Wait for Reconquista and G kits to be reprinted, but I think at this point it's a no-go. They get done eventually. There's so much supply for some of the stuff that's in stock right now at places and has been on order. I wouldn't be surprised if they diversify their printings coming up a little bit, just to have more options. If there's tons of inventory available for the popular kits that are in stock right now, why print them again? They'll probably print stuff that hasn't been printed in a long time. Okay, that one's done. They due to bring the new factory online this year too. I think they've brought it partially online already. I think they weren't supposed to have it fully up until next year sometime, but I think it's at least partially at capacity right now, or partially operating. Alright, so that piece is done. Kits reprint depending on its popularity. I'm pretty new to the hobby and want some kits that have been out of stock for a while, but I don't know how long. I'd have to wait. So the kits get reprinted periodically. I think it corresponds with popularity, and I think in a lot of cases it corresponds really with how many were ordered the last time around. So they probably track what stores and distributors ask for, and as those quantities go down, they space out printings more and more. So something that gets regularly ordered in large quantities will get printed frequently. Something that gets ordered in lower quantities might only get printed occasionally. Close enough. There's at least one off of almost every highway exit here in Georgia. Well, I'm late to the fun, but hope everyone is having a good night. What's up, Tim? I think I asked, what's everybody building tonight? There been any Guyver kits made? I'm not familiar with Guyver, so I don't know. Close enough, I might as well be in Georgia. So go there at least 4 times a week. Super the Hyzac, cool. Which Hyzac? MG, HG. G-Tripe Ring Gun, Heavy Arms MG, Wave, 144, FSS, Barrage, Sarion, HG Lfrith, Banshee, Strike Rouge, HG Heavy Arms, good stuff. Wish someone to make a Guyver kit, but the closest thing I've seen is a Gundam GP 00. MG Hyzac, nice. Trying to keep up with all these will be tough. So let's read off ones that are especially interesting. So the LEDs, my MG Destiny, Beowoo, BG Unicorn, nice. Pause work my Spider-Man custom Exia since I'm working out of town this month. Yeah, doing painting on the road, building on the road can be tough too. But at least snap building you can kind of do. Painting is tough. Back in the hobby room. Never built the road, too scared to lose pieces while traveling. That could be true. I haven't built on the road, so to speak. My parents have a place down the Cape, though, and I've definitely brought kits to snap build if we're staying down there for like a week or something like that. In high school, I once bought my MG Goop Custom, but brought my MG Goop Custom on a bus going to a field trip to Busch Gardens. Wow. If I wasn't going back and forth on the weekends, I would have brought a kit with me to build. Alright, I'm going to sand this piece real quick and we're going to put up the next draw for the night. Busch Gardens still do the unlimited beers? I wonder. I haven't been to Busch Gardens in a long time. I think I went as a kid. I'd love to. I like roller coasters, amusement parks, and stuff. Alright, so let's set this draw up. Alright. Oh, this would be a good question to ask. So, okay, so third draw of the night here. We're going to do a number from 1 to 500 this time. 1 to 500. And the question to answer is, what is your favorite Super Bowl food? Favorite Super Bowl food. So one number per person. Do not delete or change your number. We only ship to U.S. addresses. You must be present to win. And your answer to the question and your number have to be in the same comment for it to be a valid entry. So 1 to 500, what is your favorite Super Bowl food? I feel like I should watch a movie or do something other than the Super Bowl, since I'm not really into the Super Bowl, but do the food thing, because I feel like if I miss anything about Super Bowl was, the Super Bowl party kind of atmosphere of snacks and whatever. No Patriots, no Super Bowl. I said earlier, no, just watch the Puppy Bowl instead. Traditional pepperoni cheese balls. Crescent rolls, shredded cheese, and sliced pepperoni baked until melty, crispy. Sounds pretty good. Food talks definitely make me hungry, though. And when we do our first gun football, watch football in so long. My brother keeps trying to talk football with me. Right, the Super Bowl in the background doing a build. I guess the real question should be who watches the Super Bowl for the Super Bowl versus who watches for the commercials. Okay, so I need 23, 24. The one time I don't skip the ads on TV. There are a lot of pizza answers. Do you guys like pineapple on your pizza? I have no hate for the Hawaiian pizza. If I'm missing a part from a kit, what could I do? So BNTCA, if you bought the kit from a BNTCA dealer or anybody gets from any of the U.S. supply chain, will replace missing parts and damaged parts if it was purchased within X number of days. I forget what that range is. It's like 30 or 60 or 90 or something. So yeah, number 1 to 500 is the range. So you can contact them and they will replace it for free as long as it wasn't purchased too long ago. Alright, I'm going to call time on this one. Don't want to let it go too long with the number of people on the stream tonight. Thought football was rigged. It's considered entertainment, not really a sport. Thought they confirmed that. Okay, 1 to 500. Let's do the draw here. 127. Jalapeno, pineapple, and ham is the only way I'll eat pineapple on a pizza. Jalapeno on pizza is pretty good too. We were down in Florida for vacation back before COVID, 2019 maybe. 27, let me write that down. And we accidentally got a pizza that had jalapeno on it. And it was pretty good. We ended up keeping it. I think we have a winner. Whoops. Of course, I lost that window. Let's see. This one should be covered though. So Brian Schaefer. Congratulations. Brian, you can email support@mechawarehouse.com with your info and we'll get that shipped out this week. I think Mecha for still having HG extraction stock, but trying to snag one for a bit now. No problem. A whole head for my RG Talgie school. Lost a runner for the head. Oh, geez. I should have said it by a second. Live Let's Heaven when my mad scientist kit patch went awry. Oh, bummer, what happened? I do. I don't have the Providence gun on me yet. Well, I think they should still be in stock, and they're on sale with the MG seed sale that's going on. 10% off you buy one MG seed kit, or 15% off you buy 3 or more. So, great opportunity to grab one if you have the budget. It's a pretty cool looking kit. So this one goes that. This is kind of a cool backpack. Guess I said killing me, gonna medicate, go to bed later. I'll see you later, Matthew. Or find a way to kit bash HG Lfrith with RG Wing 0 using the RG shoulders, HG arms, and RG legs. Since when the connections are compatible, I had a scratch build, to jerry rig the joints. One of my first appearances went horribly awry. Some celestial beans. And realizing it wouldn't work after, basically carved up the HG forum. That's a bummer. All right, 24 and 22. See you later, 808 Johnster. Yes, I think I found a way to kit bash any old RG with most HGs without losing any articulation. That's cool. Positive side effect, hopefully. I have a feeling this one's going to drag on to at least one more stream with all these with the gun bits or whatever they're called that make up the shield, and the weapon. What's this other weapon called? you prefer the razor to sanding sticks? The razor's been good. I've been using it instead of sanding sponges the last few builds, and it's become my go-to for just about everything. I just streamed my ape shit. Last thing I heard was jalapenos on pizza, and yes, they're awesome. So anyone, what have you seen as advantages and disadvantages with weathering washes versus, to me, a weather powder that comes in the compact? I've never used the powder or the washes, really. Shit isn't too bad if you don't finish tonight. It'll be really early into the next stream, I bet. It'll probably finish this one and then start whatever the next build is soon after. Probably like halfway into the next stream, maybe. The fence about the razor, I'm sure it works great at flat surfaces, but I'm curious about round parts. So I have pretty good luck with it on convex curved parts, i.e. the outside edge of a curve. The inside of a curve, it's definitely not good at. You can work the outside as long as you are able to change the angle of the razor as you work on the part, and have a little bit of finesse with it. I've had good luck with it. But inside small, tight curves, it doesn't work very well. But flat surfaces, it works great on. So you're doing any kit bashing? Great question. I haven't done a ton myself, but the kits I'm using for the Diorama were the 30-minute mission submachines, and I've kind of, guess you could arguably say it's kit bashing that I'm using the MSG weapons from Kotobukiya to add some stuff to them. Not quite the same as like a full like customization kind of kit bash where you're taking like two kits and bashing them together to make a different kit out of it. Typically ends with half-finished ideas, tossed in a box, waiting for more brain cells to join in. So we tried the Lfrith bash with 30 emission thruster and large repellent tanks. That sounds cool. Okay, so this goes on the back here. Oh, I put those on backwards. Is the draw over? Yes, we had a winner. All right, so the backpack's done. Okay, Bash Safari was in the latest Skill Builder Challenge. Bash shoots Barge's head, arms, legs, the torso from another HG, don't call Witch, and RG, 0 wings, all black with green glow, effect claws. Excuse me. Alright. A couple more shield parts. I'll do one more set here, and then I think we'll be calling it a night. I just need to find this, what's this runner here? Runner D, 14 and 15. I think I'm going to want to do this as a shield. I think that's going to look cooler. The new news, will Mecha Warehouse still be getting Gunpla, or is it just kits on pre-order? We will be getting more Gunpla. There's other distribution options. Anything that was pre-ordered obviously is affected because those orders aren't being fulfilled by BNTCA. So we'll have to try to find other sources to fill those pre-orders or cancel them. We've outlined all those in the video and the announcement and stuff, so if you're asking about it, you've probably seen that already. But we definitely have other distributors that we're lining up to get kits, and we might be able to offer pre-orders again in the future, although we're definitely going to take our time before we do a pre-order for Bandai product again and make sure we've got a good like guarantee that we're going to get the product that we're offering as a pre-order, because we don't want to have to cancel pre-orders again. It really kind of stinks. So I'm sticking with the integrity of Mecha Warehouse. Nick, thanks, Doug. But we'll probably have our first restocks really soon. Of Bandai product through one of these other distributors. You think are the best MG kits to buy at top 3? I really like the MG Heavy Arms. What other MGs were good that I built? Any of the Zaku 2 2.0 variants are good kits. I'm trying to think what else I've built. I really like the Yakushiki was a good one too. I held the BNTC issue affect Mecha Warehouse's low prices. I don't think it will affect our prices. We've got at least one distributor that the prices, our cost isn't going to change much. And the other ones that might charge us more we'll use for product we think will turn over fast. And if we're not having to sit on that product in our warehouse for very long, we can justify offering low prices and just turn it over faster. Got ideas for Live Lance and Helios, maybe Blazing Barbatorus and Perfect Strike. Freedom are baffling me. It was a winner. Sorry, my service was dog shit. The winner was, I looked it up, I already forgot his name, Brian Schaefer. If you guys can keep it up, you guys have my support. Thanks. I'm sure we'll do fine, and I think in the long term it will be good. Good change for us. It's just the short term. It's really the thing that I hate the most about it is the pre-orders and having that whole thing fall through. Obviously a disappointing thing to have happen, both for us and our customers. D16 and 17. So I'm gonna do these two parts real quick, and then I think we'll call it a night. So we're gonna draw at the end. I don't think we're gonna do an extra prize this time because the other one was won in the second to last draw time slot. So we'll just go with the one giveaway tonight. So, you know, worked on a final kit before. They pay, and I haven't. See you later, Viet. Have a good night. I gotta get to the week y'all had. I already see myself going down this vinyl guy for a rabbit hole. My wife is awesome. Got HG Chetra is easy for cot and MG Duo for Mecha Warehouse for Valentine's Day. She supports my addiction. That's awesome. Anyone else hates sharpening V-fins? Could be a pain in the butt. It's not that bad though. You just gotta be careful when you do it. And where was the other nub on this? Is that it? Okay, part of the way there on the shields, we'll have the rest of the shields and the, I guess the rest of the weapons and accessories and stuff next time. We'll raise our house first. Well, it is Valentine's Day. Yeah, well, the good thing about stuff like the razor is that they're easy to restock regularly, so you can grab one whenever it's convenient for you. All right, so I think we're going to call it a night. Lfrith is coming along nicely. We'll be back at it next Saturday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. You know, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. We'll usually be giving away something good and doing more of this good building stuff. Thank you to all of our fans and supporters out there. The kind words the past few days with the bad news we got, really appreciate it. It means the world to me. We've got the best customers, I think, in the industry, and I really appreciate you all for it. So thank you all. Hope you have a good night and a good week, and we'll see you guys all soon.